I've moved on down to the small block modified pit area, and I've bumped into Ronnie Tobias, driver on the MXL number 12 car. Ronnie, the big thing that's been talked about tonight, of course, is the roughness of this Port Royal Speedway. Generally isn't this bad. They have torn the track up during the week, and they got a lot of rain. We're just talking to Bruce Klein about it, and he said that he doesn't really mind it all that bad. How did you find the track out there?
Well, it was a little rough. I've been used to setting a car for a hard track, and when you come to a soft track, it makes you gotta more or less adapt the car, change the car over to run on a more or less a rough track,
The biggest difference, though, you think, the softness of the track from what it has been?
Oh, well, yeah, it's soft, plus it's a little more ruddier. You gotta give it a little more stagger and put a little bit stiffer shocks on so you don't bounce around as much.
We were watching you in the heat race, and you really were pitching the car up in turn number 3. Is that part of the way you intended to drive the car, or was there any kind of a handling problem with it or anything?
Well, like I said, we set it up for more or less a hard track, and in order to get it through the corner, you had to really get it in hard, and I more or less just putted around to kind of save the car, because it's so rough. Usually you end up breaking something. It'll show up for the feature, if you run it too hard in the heat.
The feature event seems like a long race here in the modified division. I think one of the things that contributes to that is this double foul restart deal. We've noticed it, I think, the second or third time that you guys raced here. The driver that has that outside lane coming off of turn 4 on the restart seems to have a definite advantage. Have you found that to be the case?
Oh yeah, because in the past weeks it's been a little hard, and the guy up top's been on the cushion, so naturally he can get hooked up harder. But tonight it's probably be a different deal because each guy probably had the same chance.
One thing, I was watching you guys out there last week, you and Toby Jr., and you guys really raced each other hard in that feature event. Just another racer out there on the track?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, you can't give him any slack, you gotta make him earn it.
Well, you certainly did. He had a tough time with you, but Bobby Weaver's been kind of a tough man here to beat in the small block division. Is there anything that you think he may have that you guys don't have right now, or just a matter of the setup?
He has maybe a little bit better setup. It's one of them deals. If you get out front first, which he starts up a little bit further, but it's hard to pass a guy once he is out on the cushion. When it's so hard to pass on the inside. But that's no excuse. We just got to look for something a little bit different to get by him.
Do you think it helps him any, being that he has a sprint car ride and he gets a lot of track time?
Not really. Sometimes it may hurt him because he's jumping from car to car, and each car is a lot different. But it might help him a little bit.
Did you ever have any? And did you ever entertain the thought of driving a sprint car?
I did a couple of years ago, but for me it'd probably be a little too expensive. Plus I have a good ride here with a small block, and we build our majority of our businesses modified, so I'm kind of sticking with that.
One last question for you, Ronnie. Of course, we were all very much concerned about your brother right now, Scott Tobias. What is the condition on Scott right as of tonight?
Well, I was up Thursday, and he's really starting to come around. I can see a little improvements. It may not be much, improvement, to some people, but just like moving a hand or moving his finger or blinking his eyes, that's definitely improvement for me, because I see an improvement every time I go up. But, I think he's going to, come around shortly. Like I said, it's going to be a long deal, because head injuries always take a long time. So just got to play it, day by day.
He certainly is getting a lot of support from the racing fraternity. We're all sure hoping and praying that he comes out of this thing and he can have a full recovery.
Yeah, I hope so. It's going to be tough. When he comes out, he'll probably want to go back racing. But I hope he gives it some second thought. Because he can't really mess around with head injuries. We're just going to have to wait and see.
How do the Tobiases, as an entire family, handle a situation like that? Now, on the night that Scott crashed here, you still had a race to run. So did Toby Jr. You have a parts truck here at the Speedway. That had to put a lot of pressure on you when you were out on the racetrack, didn't it?
Oh well, it sure did. But you try to wipe it from your mind. My brother, he was probably more upset upset than I was. But you know, I talked to him, and you know, try to tell him the way it was. You know, and if he wanted to go out, he wanted to go out. If he didn't, you know, that was okay. You know, you just try to, you know, blank it out of your mind.
Well, the Tobias is certainly a racing family. A lot of the livelihood comes from racing, and I guess it's like any other occupation. The risks are there, and I guess everybody that's involved with racing has to realize those risks when they go out on the track, right?
Oh yeah, it's like, you know, like anything. You get bumped off on the street or something. It just, you know, it's one of them deals.
Well, Ron, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. We're looking for you to get back in the winner's circle. You still maintain the lead here in the points chase. But we'd like to see you pick up a few more feature wins before the season's over.
Yeah, I sure would. I'm a little bit off from last year, but maybe I can make it up the last part of the year here.
This MXL team really seem to have this car prepared nicely for you.
Oh yeah, they'll do anything for me, you know, on the car or make any changes. And it's the first time, you know, I really had an owner, and they're great.
Okay. Hey. Again, good luck to you, Ronnie. We hope to see you up front tonight.
Thank you.